All right, I think this is the one a lot of you have been waiting for because I talk so much freaking smack talk on Jordan Love. But everything I do is with basis, guys. You need to understand that everything I do isn't just because I'm a Bears fan. I am a Bears fan. I'm a deep, hardcore Bears fan. But that's why I use my analytical and stats based approach to see how I feel about players. And if Jordan Love were the quarterback of the Bears, I promise you I would vomit. I would never eat a cheese again. I would vomit cheese, vomit cheese, vomit cheese, vomit cheese. Ugh, ugh. I hate the Packers. I hate Jordan Love. They're a garbage team. They're a garbage franchise full of the most annoying fans in the world. Okay, there. My emotions are out of the way. Let's get down to it. As you guys know, this all stems from my NFC North unbiased, best of the best rankings, positional ranking overview, and this was probably the most shocking for people. I had the Bears ranked number 1, the Lions number 2, the Vikings number 3, and the Packers number 4. Let's see how biased I was on this one. And in that video, if you look back, I did say this was probably the most biased because we have a generational quarterback with a setup system, wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, fixed offensive line, at least above average offensive line, in a way that we haven't seen in Chicago. So it is destined. It is set to be a situation a quarterback comes into and thrives. Well, how do I rate my quarterbacks? Here we go. Number 1, and I've used this over and over and over on different metrics, adjusted completion percentage. The adjusted completion percentage is the percentage of aim passes thrown on target. The easiest way to break this down is this is how a quarterback throws regardless of the team. It takes out account of how when he's hit, when he's thrown, when receivers drop the ball, when the ball was placed on target and should be caught, it takes into account that. It makes it so the quarterback's true accuracy and true ability is shown. Next is fourth quarter drives. Okay, this is an Adam Mason made-up stat. Fourth quarter plus and minus from every drive. You've heard Matt Eberflus talk about it at the Combine. Talk about they need a quarterback who's a winner, who can drive in the fourth quarter, who can take the ball down the field. Essentially, the easiest way to break this down is you get plus points for field goals and touchdowns. Basically, 2 points for a field goal, 3 points for a touchdown. You get negative points for a punt, for a turnover on downs, and for an interception or a fumble. -3, -2, and -1. A missed field goal counts as 0 points because you put your team in position to get them down the field. It's not their fault. It's not the quarterback's fault they didn't score. Whether the other team blocked it or whether your own team missed the field goal, that's a 0. Net 0. That's fourth quarter. So plus and minus. And essentially the way it breaks down when you grade that out, if it's a negative score, the quarterback did not do good in the fourth quarter. If it's a positive score, the quarterback did well. You get into the high 20s, high 30s, you've got a really good quarterback. Next up, NFL passer rating. Simply put, this is the NFL's way they grade their passer rating. Poor pass percentage, percentage of pass attempts that were poorly thrown. Very simply put, these are all metrics. Only one made up is the fourth quarter drive, which I think is a very valid and important metric. Well, how did they do last year? And this is going to be shocking for some fans to see. I think it's important to point it out, okay? Now, Jordan Love. Okay, let's start with Justin Fields. Let's back it up. Justin Fields, he's gone. I get that, but this is what I was pointing out with him. He was improving. He was constantly improving. Did that make him a top of the league quarterback? No, he was average at best, but he was ascending. That's what I liked about Justin Fields. He was putting the work in, and he was ascending. You can see his poor pass percentage, we'll start on the far right, was worse than Jared Goff and Kirk Cousins, but they were two of the best in the league, but better than Jordan Love, who was below. I think Jordan Love was third or fourth worst in the entire league in poor pass percentage. NFL passer rating, this doesn't have as much to do with the individual accolades, but how the team sets them up. This is more about how your offensive coordinator calls the plays and gets your passer rating up because you're getting wide open guys, you're getting good schemes, good ball play. All right, Kirk Cousins ranked 3rd, Jared Goff ranked 9th, Jordan Love ranked 11th, and Justin Fields ranked 26th. Accordingly, Luke Getsy calling his plays. Fourth quarter drives, next column to the left. Justin Fields -8. This is going to surprise some people. Jordan Love -6. You have to realize the Packers barely made the playoffs. They were really a 7-win team that got lucky on a couple breaks. They started off the season terrible and ended up squeaking their way into the playoffs. It wasn't because of Jordan Love. Jordan Love is the epitome of a quarterback you can win with if the rest of the team does well the entire game, but you'll never win because. In fact, in the fourth quarter, Jordan Love had 8 interceptions or fumbles, and he led the entire league on potential game-winning or losing drives that resulted in a turnover. Now, Justin Fields had 11 fourth-quarter interceptions or fumbles, but those weren't necessarily on game-winning or losing drives and often happened early in the fourth quarter. Jordan Love's were in clutch time. They were terrible. Turnovers on down, he was one of the worst in the league with 6 of them. So Jordan Love had a -6, even though his team made it to the playoffs. Now compared, Jared Goff had a +31. That was one of the best in the entire league. He often drove his team down in the fourth quarter for touchdowns. Now, Kirk Cousins is a limited sample size. You see it's high in everything. Adjusted completion percentage first, NFL pass rating third. +5 doesn't look great, but he only played a little over a third of the season, between a half and a third of the season. So if you really average that out to the rest of the season, he probably would have been close to a +15-ish. So this is a limited sample size, so that's why the plus, but he was still positive. Adjusted completion percentage, Justin Fields ranked 24th with, again, adjusted completion percentage is how the quarterback does on his own merits regardless of the rest of the team. Jordan Love was 33rd. 33rd in the league. This is out of qualified quarterbacks. Jared Goff tied for 4th and Kirk Cousins 1st. All right, so where do I rank them accordingly? It's going to shock some people. Jared Goff 1st, Kirk Cousins 2nd, Justin Fields 3rd, and Jordan Love 4th. And 3rd and 4th is very, very close. The two of them are neck and neck for 3rd and 4th. Well, Justin Fields is no longer here, so let's see where we stand now. Caleb Williams is a rookie. J.J. McCarthy's a rookie. Jared Goff obviously played very well. So how do I rank it? I have to rank Jared Goff first. So I had the Bears ranked first. Probably wasn't fair, especially with how well Jared Goff has played. I said this is probably the one I was most biased on. Then because Jordan Love's played so below average, I have to give him 4th because, as I've told you, my rookies are an average grade until proven otherwise. How they do. Now, J.J. McCarthy, is he going to hold out? You hear things about his rookie contract. He wants more money guaranteed than the Vikings want to give up. We'll see what ends up eventuating there. Maybe it's even solved by the time this video releases. I don't know. I'm recording it in advance. We'll see what happens. But Caleb Williams is clearly a higher-rated rookie than J.J. McCarthy. So he gets 2, J.J. McCarthy gets 3, and Jordan Love gets 4, who's destined and set to have a terrible, terrible regression year. Hopefully that contract gets signed very soon so he can bust out of that contract and hurt the Packers for years to come. Let me know what you guys think. This is with basis. It helps explain a little bit about what I'm saying about Jordan Love. Terrible in the fourth quarter, not a leader of his team. Really, he's a player. It's what you talk about when you say a quarterback is someone you can win with, but not because of. Jared Goff, you win because of. He does drive the team down in the fourth quarter and gets touchdowns. Jordan Love turns the ball over on downs, turns the ball over interceptions, turns the ball over fumbles, does not lead them down to that many touchdowns. He had way more interceptions and turnovers on down than he had touchdowns. So there you go. Let me know what you guys think. Puke emoji, cheese emoji, puke emoji, cheese emoji, hate the Packers, FGB, puke, puke, cheese, cheese, blah. All right, with that, claws up, bear down, and dabears.